Hello, this is Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and OneTrueSportTV.com. It's a Friday. It's the penultimate Friday before WrestleMania, and I'm happy to have with me here Mr. Robert Karplus, W Creative_ish. Robert, TGIF, my brother.
Pretty sure penultimate is the name of Adam Cole's new faction.
Yeah. I like it. Let's roll with it, huh?
Let's not roll with it. It's a stupid name. It's a stupid group. I wasn't here yesterday to point that out, but here I am now, and we'll say hi to some of the folks who are joining us, or somewhat not, which is Johnny Disco. Said, "I'm sorry I'm missing the live show today. I have a chance to meet Rikishi at C2E2 and ask him how they aren't pushing Jey Uso enough." C2E2 is some kind of convention. I don't remember what it is. I don't know if it's video games or...
It is.
Is it a video game convention?
That weird guy that Kenny Omega used to hang out with that used to he was nepoed into
Kota
AEW, if you
Ibushi?
remember him. No,
Nick
the guy
Jackson?
that had no
Matt Jackson? Tony Khan? Scott Chaplin? I could keep doing this. We can keep going down this path. Let's say, Willie Thornbrew said, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Bring on the rumor and innuendo." Dom stacked this show today. There's like 7 or 8 news items, so it's gonna be a good one. Dre Owen says, "Happy Friday." Seems like the Mania matches are set. Are they, Dre? Are they? And Cammy Star says, "Hey to my favorite rumor fans."
Yeah,
love that.
I love it too.
I will take that. I've gone, and Wrestling Old Head says, "Happy Friday, y'all." So I will fully admit, for a very long time in my my adult life, I have been reticent at best to get addicted to the shorts or the weird little clips. Like, I'm not an Instagram guy, so I don't have Instagram. I don't use the Facebook or Twitter short or X shorts, but YouTube somehow sucked me in. And for whatever reason, the fine folks at YouTube think that I need to watch Dave Portnoy take bites of pizza, and I was like, this seems stupid. 40 of these reviews in, I'm just like, what's he gonna give that? What does that pizza look like? What's the undercarriage of that? I have no, there's only one person from Barstool that I know and love, and that's Pat McAfee. I'm not a huge Barstool guy. Like, working in sports, Barstool used to drive us nuts. Portnoy, him and I do not align on a number of things, but watching that dude eat a slice of pizza for some reason is wildly entertaining. What I'm hoping will be wildly entertaining is SmackDown tonight.
Yes,
trying to get there, and then I saw Rick Smith had posted something about the hardcore version of Dom, and I don't know what he's talking about, and I don't want to know what he's talking about.
That's a Patreon thing, guys. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Not quite Patreon, a different platform, if you will.
Nice little moment. Wrestling Old Head says, "Karplus looking svelte, thank you." 50 pounds down, which is nice. And those reasons are not sponsors this week, so you can factor in your own guess as to.
Well, the reason is he's going to meet me for the first time in person in Vegas. That's why he's getting all svelte. He wants to look good for Dom, right?
So quick programming update to that end. Next week, Dominic D'Angelo and I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, for WrestleMania time. I'm heading out Wednesday. Dom's heading out Thursday. We're planning on the mega powers colliding on Friday to physically be in the same place at the same time, live for an episode of Rumor and Innuendo. It would be 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my vacation. Then I will be getting up early and leaving. My plan is literally just park myself at the Bellagio pool with a cocktail and not move from, let's say, 8:30 in the morning until 5-6 o'clock at night when I have dinner reservations. But I am willing to peel myself away from the pool long enough to hang out with Dom and, as Cammy Star correctly points out, Jacket Lady, who we hope will be there. Oh, I know Rick Smith's talking about there. Sorry. Rick Smith was on Working Stiff. Scott Chaplin and I were talking about you, Mr. D'Angelo, and your ex-war with wrestling journalists.
Oh, yeah. If you do some egregious things on X and you're like a content creator or a journalist, quote unquote, I will call you out on your plagiarism or B, just stealing stuff in certain aspects of things. So yeah, I don't take any. I don't take any.
Done that before. There was a dude. I don't even know if he's still a thing or if he's been canceled or what. You familiar with what culture or what culture?
Yes,
What culture?
yes.
I remember back 10, 12, 13 years ago. There was like this dude who would do videos on what culture. Heavier set guy, shaved head. Um,
Did he lose weight and is in shape now?
I don't know. I haven't watched in quite
I don't want to like name him if it's not the right person. But
name the name and I'll see if it's the name that it sounds
Simon
like.
Miller?
No, it's not Simon.
Okay.
It's not Simon. There was another dude, and he would literally just take my tweets and read them as if they were his own jokes.
Wow.
Verbatim, not even like change them, modify them, take the concept, literally like word for word, letter for letter as his own. And I met a couple of the other guys at Wale Mania years ago. I remember there was a dude named Jack the Jobber. Don't know. And they were like, "Oh yeah, no, that mate, that guy, that's what he does." And then the main guy for that group, I think he got canceled for being a terrible person. Wrestling Old Head has a good point. It's going to be R&I Vegas Vacation. I'm going to put $1 in and get a car. I'm going to put $1 in and get a car. I'm going to put $1 in, and I'm going to get to see Cody Rhodes appear on SmackDown. Right, Dom?
That's it. That's it, Robert. Yes. Let's
What is
preview
going
it.
on behind you? Are you like at a nightclub now? It just suddenly
No,
got.
this is the Barrel Bar, man.
It just got
This is
super like the music got super funky there for a minute. This
like
was
very industrial.
it's
A light show.
industrial, but it felt like a nightclub. I don't know what's
Mhm.
going on. So we're gonna get. Oddly enough, it's Cody on this SmackDown, but no John Cena. I think John Cena is advertised for next week's SmackDown,
Next week.
and we're kind of at this point right now for Mania where you're not going to really introduce a lot of new concepts, storylines, moments, except for we thought the one moment would have been John Cena and The Rock together, as there's now just singing behind you. It's beautiful. Kind of like the entrances for Cody Rhodes. But we're going to get a Cody promo tonight where it's going to kind of be a rehash to hype next week that we're going to see Cody and John together. So it's not going to feel particularly interesting, but at least it's a, hey, I'm here. And next weekend, John, I'm gonna defend my title and whatever. Where we've officially solidified Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, and they're gonna go face to eye patch.
I love the eye patch stuff. I think they're doing it right, actually. Like AEW went like they jumped the shark with the eye patch. I think it was cool at first, and then everybody was doing it, and you're like, come on. Not that many eyes are getting lost here.
No, not that many eyes are getting lost there, but there was no way to transition anything with that. But
We had nothing there.
two guys who both have their eyes are Ray Phoenix and Berto, and they will be squaring off in Ray Phoenix's second match. I like the way that they are kind of getting to this. It feels like easing Phoenix into a feud with Legado del Fantasma makes the most sense because you're going to get 2 to 3 great matches going on. You'll get the Berto match. We'll get a Garza match. Eventually, we'll get to a Santos Escobar match, and that can occupy Phoenix's time for the next several weeks.
Heck, and you can also, too, if you really want to incorporate like Andrade in the mix, too, like he could be a friend of Phoenix at first, turn on him. You got more story to tell.
It's the way that you said friend that made me very uncomfortable. It was like a very Shawshank vibe. Yeah, don't do that. But if that's the kind of friend that you want to be, cornering poor Andy Dufresne in the shower, can we recommend Blue Chew? I can't believe this is what I'm doing, and here we are. Yes, you can have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activity. Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door, so you can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. If you're looking for your own Shawshank Redemption, make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this episode of Rumor and Innuendo.
Yes, thank you, Blue Chew. Yes, and Tim Robbins. Let's see here. What else we got on the SmackDown?
Andy
feed, Robert?
Dufresne. It's not Tim Robbins. Let's maintain kayfabe, my man.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Speaking of kayfabe, we're gonna pretend that we are super excited for the women's gauntlet match, where we're gonna pretend we don't know exactly who's gonna win. So it is less about the destination and more about the journey. We're gonna see Kaden Carter and Katana Chance taking on Lyra Valkyria and Bailey. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark of What's Left of the Pasta Fusion Collection. Mishin and B-Fab. Piper Niven and Alba Fire, and Natalia and Maxine Dupree. So, smart money, as we're getting ready to gear up for Vegas, is going to be Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Them taking on Liv and Raquel feels like a lock, but I am happy to see Shayna Baszler at least get a match, an opportunity to compete at SmackDown.
I know. I like Shayna Baszler. It's just you think about how great she was built in NXT and everything like that, and just her being on the main roster has some moments, but it's just moments. It's nothing that's been consistent. That's been frustrating.
So Shayna, I think the world of Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is the reason that I am still alive, because we did a roast of Ronda Rousey.
Oh my!
And we were a little like, hey, hopefully she doesn't kill us. And Shayna listened to it, and she's like, thankfully, it was super funny. I will make sure Ronda doesn't kill you. So I am eternally grateful. I love Shayna. I think the world of her. I think that there's been a few starts and stops. I think Vince just didn't understand what he was getting with Shayna Baszler, and she's really talented as in ring. She's really talented as a character, and then she's got sort of a second life online doing all the gaming stuff. Dom, have you ever watched any of her gaming videos?
No, I've talked to her about it though. Warhammer, correct? Is that what she's into a lot?
I know Warhammer is one of them. The only two people I know who play Warhammer, because I've seen it online, is her and Henry Cavill. It's the only times I've ever seen like Warhammer discuss. I'm not great when it comes to like the PC gaming. Like my PS5 is primarily, it's going to be sports games. So the NCAA college football game, Madden, or WWE 2K25. And the best part of my gaming now has been our friends at Turtle Beach.
Yes.
Dom, you're the one that turned me on to this. This has been an absolute game changer. Turtle Beach is bringing back the feeling of gameplay with their Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset. It's like stepping into the golden age of gaming all over again. Only this time, the audio is richer, the surround sound is more immersive, and the battery lasts an insane 80 hours. No more crackly mics, no more missed callouts, just pure interrupted gaming, exactly the way you remember it, but better. For limited time only, get 10% off your entire order with code RUMOR at TotalBeach.com. Don't miss out. Stay warm and level up your game with 10% off at TurtleBeach.com using that promo code RUMOR. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today.
I can't speak highly enough of that headset too. The Stealth 700, the comfort level of it. I'm a horrible gamer, but I use it to socialize with my buddies. Crystal clear audio, you cannot beat it. Seriously, I highly recommend this product. Check it out.
By the way, this is a little life hack for those of you older folks like me who've got the wife and the kids. You throw that headset on, you're playing in stealth mode. No one's gonna know what you're doing in that room. You're gonna be fully immersed in the game. You're not gonna miss a second of it. And you're not gonna have to worry about are you throwing out the trash, or what do you do? You got taxes to do. You're finishing the taxes. Oh, I'm very busy right here. I do like that Rick Smith suggests that we need an R&I WWE 2K25 online GM mode group.
Ooh.
That is way too complicated for me to know how to set up any of that stuff. And two of my friends are deeply involved in creating WWE 2K25, and I can figure out like 5 things to do in that game. And those 5 things are still an absolute blast. What's going to be an absolute blast is we are probably going to find out, as Trey Owens was kind of alluding to, the last match that's going to be announced for WrestleMania is, hey, what are we going to do with that Randy Orton guy?
Yeah, what's going to happen to him? I think you proposed a fine way to book it and have a good opponent for him starting off. You predicted it would be Rusev making his return and making WrestleMania also Rusev Day. What do you still subscribe to that, Robert? You think that's what's going to happen, or where do you think that's going to go?
I think that's the play. I know Sheamus has been pushing he's like, I'm not booked. You can use me. I know people were thinking potentially Aleister Black. The problem is we kind of know Aleister Black is going to be coming back. There's been a lot of build up with those vignettes. Those vignettes don't make a lot of sense that he would now suddenly be Randy Orton's opponent. It's like those exist for a plan, for a purpose, and then moving it here would make you feel like you've wasted a lot of TV time. One of my friends, my good buddy Adam Goodman, keeps suggesting that it could be Riddle. That Riddle was, Orton's former tag partner. The problem with that is crowd's going to pop huge for Riddle, and they're going to think he's a babyface. And in order to tell that story, you'd need to debut him in advance. I know that Wrestling Old Head here suggests my fantasy booking idea, not cooking idea, would be Karrion Kross. Old Head, why do you hate Orton? What did Randy do to you? Let it go. Willie Thornbrew says he'll be listening to Working Stiff immediately following Rumor and Innuendo. And on Rumor and Innuendo, on Working Stiff, you'll hear why you don't want to waste fans' time with long, simmering stories. You've had this vignette for the last several weeks. Imagine, Dom, if there was a moment in a story that happened back in, let's say, October, a mysterious moment where people were, let's say, shredding documents, and you kept thinking, okay, we're going to take this ride with the Death Riders for all of these months. You can take Willie's comment off the screen. Taking this ride for all these months to get to a payoff because, well, there was that thing with the shredding paper, only for Kenny Omega, dressed like he just woke up for class, saying, I know that was your receipts for your fancy chairs and your airplanes. That was the reveal. I hate this company. I hate it's my own fault for believing that AEW was gonna follow through with anything. They stink.
Did you like the dog whistle of Kenny Omega being a Green Day fan with his Dookie references?
Oh God, go listen to this week's episode of Working Stiff because the language that Scott and I use to describe this Kenny Omega promo that is fitting. What I will say is that entire promo stinks. And speaking of stinks, Mando. How was that, Dom? That was good enough, right? I think
That
we
was
went
high
over
quality.
it.
Yes.
I was giving you time to get the graphic up there since I wasn't going to
Yes.
just throw it up there. Look, guys, Mando is a whole body deodorant. It is safe to use anywhere on your body. As we get into WrestleMania season, we are only 8 days away, which gives you enough time to order your Mando. Make sure it gets to your house so you can pack it in your luggage for Vegas because I'm going to be there. And the last thing I want to do is smell your pitch, your balls, your thigh folds, your belly buttons, your butt cracks, your feet, any part of your wrestling stink. I want gone. Mando was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal body odor was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Mando is clinically proven. This is clinically proven to block odor for up to 72 hours. All their products are baking soda free and paraben free, and it's proven to control odor better than just a shower with soap alone. Mando starter packs are perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash or the deodorant wipes, which again, you can pack in your luggage to bring to Vegas. It also gives you free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to up to 40% off your starter pack. Just use code RUMOR at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher and stay drier and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
Yeah,
Speaking of
man.
airports, Dom, Kenny, wow, Kevin Owens had some words of wisdom for folks that are going to be approaching him at the airport.
Yes, that's been an ongoing thing with WD talents for years. Obviously, people approaching the airports. We've seen video footage where it's just like kind of horrific of what you see they have to encounter and deal with. And Kevin Owens talked about that a little bit. Speaking about how he signed the cards in unique fashion, the Topps cards. And apparently, he wrote one that says, "Don't follow us at the airport," and that's one people should take to heart. We love our fans, we really do. What I do now at airports is I come, and when they're all waiting for their autographs, I just go, "I don't sign at the airport, but I'll gladly take a picture of you." And when I say that, 20 of them turn around. They're there to sell it on eBay. I don't really have a problem with that. I just go to the airport. I'm either tired, I've got to go to work. Like when we get to an airport, it's 5 or 6 people. Okay. But nowadays we get there 40, 50 people. Now they get around. You can't even move. It's very overwhelming for me. And I've seen it done to the girls. Some girls have told me like it almost gets scary. And so, big aspect to that. And he clarified too later on X too. He says, if you happen to run into me at an airport or wherever, really feel free to come and talk to me or ask for a picture or an autograph if you want. And I am in the position to oblige. I absolutely will. If you come to me at the airport with a plastic bin full of merch and wait at baggage claim with 26 other people and get upset when I say I won't sign, but I'm happy to take a picture with you, go have intercourse with yourself. So,
See,
yeah,
that's where I
Robert,
should have saved the Blue Chew ad.
very
That's on
true.
me.
It's
That's on
okay.
me.
It's okay.
BlueChew.com promo code rumor. But um, here's the thing with this. So number one, when wrestlers are at the airport, it's sort of a necessary element of them going to do their job. They are not at the airport for a meet and greet. They are not at the airport necessarily as Kevin Owens, the performer. I relayed a story that The Undertaker had shared on his podcast with him and the Ultimate Warrior. And Warrior would wear his airbrushed Warrior jacket to the airport. Like Taker would wear like a hat over, trying to like hide in the corner. So Warrior very much is just like, dress like Warrior. And this kid comes up to him to ask for an autograph. And he literally tells this kid to go intercourse himself. And Taker's like, you can't do that. I have been obviously in the airports with the wrestlers and seen them get mobbed, and they try to be gracious and they understand, hey, you're still getting this moment of interaction with them. But when it is these pariahs, these leeches, these scumbag guys who show up there with these massive duffel bags full of stuff that they're going to go try to sell on eBay, it ruins it for the fans who are trying to get that little moment, and it ruins it for the wrestlers who are just trying to do something nice. They're not there to help you make a profit. If you want to buy their autograph and they're going to make money off of it at a signing at an event, more power to you. You go to the guy, you pay him your money, you turn around, you sell it on eBay. Hey, everybody's theoretically happy. Fanatics makes a whole lot of money off of the fact that they sell these autograph sessions. They sell authenticated autographs to begin with. It's deplorable. It's ugly, and what they do to the women is infinitely more uncomfortable. We've obviously seen the Asuka situation. A number of the other women have talked about that they just don't feel safe walking through the airport because they wind up getting mobbed in these situations. So, and it's, by the way, they're not getting them at the terminal. What they do is they wait at baggage claim where anybody can go in, and they're approaching them. So it's a very unsafe situation. Kevin is trying to be as diplomatic as possible. I'm like, look, I'll take a picture with you if you're a fan. Otherwise, no. Um,
Part of
yeah,
it too, Robert, is like, there's always the quote too with wrestlers: you don't pay me to wrestle, you pay me to travel now. And like, so that's part of their job, is going from point A to point B in a lot of ways. And so this is an aspect of they're kind of working in a certain roundabout way because they're going to places. It's frustrating. I'm sure, like in a lot of realms, it's kind of complimentary. Hey, people are approaching you and want your autograph and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's the last thing you probably feel like doing when you're in transit and just trying to make it to the next town. So I think Kevin put it in great fashion. He's been pretty funny on X here this morning, actually, following up on all this stuff. So check out his X account if you'd like to get more info regarding that.
I love that. I love the fact that Kevin grew up a fan. If anybody understands what it is to be a wrestling fan, it's a guy like Kevin Owens, who is a fan who transitioned over into becoming a wrestler. And those guys, those girls who grew up as wrestling fans and then get into the business, it's absolutely incredible.
It
and
is.
they really have a true appreciation and understanding of what it is. They're some of my favorite people to deal with. One of those people happens to be Gunther.
Yes, Robert. Yes. So he had an interview with Ariel Helwani a couple days ago, and he mentioned that he got a new contract, signed a new deal with WWE, and he actually also got a tour bus. First, I'll get your thoughts on that, Robert. Do you think that's good to do in today's world with pro wrestling and everything like that, or would you like to see them kind of stay with the group, so to speak, or do you have other thoughts on that?
I think no, I think a tour bus makes a lot of sense. It's a safe way for wrestlers to get from place to place. It's a way for them to obviously be comfortable, heal their bodies. It is sort of an aspirational thing for wrestlers to see. Hey, when you get to a certain level, you get your own bus. Having worked in the entertainment industry for 21 years already at this point, I've seen it with bands. I've seen it with artists. I've seen it with sports teams. Unless you're like wrestling is kind of the only animal where every wrestler is expected to get there on their own. So when as the Panthers and we had to get the team someplace, they get there by a charter bus and a plane. That's just the way that it works. That's kind of a byproduct of unions. Wrestling obviously does not have a union, so the wrestlers are kind of left to their own devices. I was going to share an anecdote, and then I realized who the hell I'm talking to. Wrestlers are not always the greatest drivers, and when you put some of them behind the wheel and an egregious error, it could cut their career short. On an unrelated note, Dom, you host a podcast with Magnum TA.
I do. Yes, today we're actually going live at 4 p.m. Holy smokes, Robert! Eastern Standard
Uh,
Time. You can check us out with Straight Talk with the Boss.
maybe ask Magnum TA his thoughts on wrestlers getting buses.
Might be a good idea. But yes, Greg Gagne makes his return after back surgery. So he'll be back today at 4 p.m. We'll talk about that Tiffany and Charlotte Flair confrontation on the air and get his thoughts about it as well. So go to fourhorsemanetwork.com, check that out. And this week, Rob and I, RVD, we still got to record. So be on the lookout when we'll hammer out a time and figure it out. RVDTV.com. You can check.
And maybe I'll make another cameo.
Hey, I would appreciate that. Yes.
Another comment cameo. Man,
Yes.
that was that was an interesting moment where Rob's like talking about how his drink of choice is champagne.
Champagne. Oh yeah, he's a champagne drinker, man.
That's so weird.
He drinks champagne. It's yeah, both times I've hung out with him. At Starcast, I think it was one, and then the other time was in Vegas. He was a champagne man. So
Well, he's going to be in Vegas next week.
Absolutely.
So you're going to be able to hang with both of your Rob podcast co-hosts.
The Rob worlds are colliding.
Let's not ever do this when talking about us hanging out ever again.
You sure?
Yes, look. There's a lot of great folks, friends of the show that I know are going to be out there next week. I know Justin Roberts is going to be in town. Lance Storm's going to be in town. So I don't think MJF's going to be in town. I haven't checked yet, but Max is he's a squirrely one, that guy. But I know a lot of my friends, a lot of my folks are going to be out there, excited to get to see you. Excited if any of you Rumor and Innuendo folks are going to be in attendance for Mania. Let us know.
Yeah.
We'd love to stop by, say hello at some point in time. It'd be great. But until then, you can find us here every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WW Creative _ISH X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, ad-free shows, and Working Stiff. That's going to do it for us this week. Well, we're excited to be back Monday to talk all the fallout of SmackDown, Collision, and anything else that's going on. So on behalf of the secretly 6'4" Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Take a gamble and guess how tall I am.